welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Man, I love the combination of this song that I found, this really cool song, and it matches up perfectly with that Pepe Lore video. I just love it. It's like, it's got the perfect vibe. I hope you guys have been enjoying that. Welcome. God, yesterday was insane. Everyone was freaking out, like, what's going on? What the heck was that? Like, the markets were pumping. Ethereum basically chose violence and just woke up. And a lot of people were surprised that these moves were happening. We were not surprised. We were looking at the charts and we said, yeah, it's literally what we were talking about. This is what we were talking about. This is what we've been talking about for the past couple weeks and days, months even, with Ethereum finally waking up and the institutions starting to flow and picking the second largest crypto in the world by market cap and by use case to start ponying up, to start really actually signaling for us that they're going to buy our bags. And when I mean buy our bags, they're not really going to maybe be buying Pepe, or they're not going to be buying Ticker Bitcoin, but guess what? They're going to buy Ethereum. And we have seen when Ethereum finally freaking wakes up, the altcoins wake up in general. Not just the meme coins, but the alts. It's the signal for the rest of the market to start getting risk on and speculative, highly. And so the risk of not having any exposure into altcoins is to not get that major potential gains to the upside, where we have seen things like, I see ShibMan in the comments, what's going on? Things like SHIB. Remember how hard SHIB rallied alongside with Doge in the previous cycle, you know, in 2021, 2022. It was wild. And so this was because Ethereum, if you look at back in those prices, it was above 3K. It was above $3,000. It was the signal. It was the signal for risk on. And so I just want to remind you guys that we still have to we have to play this long game. We have to play this long game, focus on this action right now, and just know that we still have some time to go. Like, I thought about it yesterday when I was running my mouth. I finally said something. You know, you run your mouth long enough, you end up saying something useful. And I said that the benefit of actually Ethereum not going to all-time highs yet with Bitcoin is that it gives us an opportunity to still accumulate altcoins. It gives us an opportunity to still accumulate these things at range lows that have been a blessing in disguise this whole time. Because the moment that we start to lift off, it's like it just starts going up in multiples of 30, 60, 70% on the days, on the daily. And it just goes. So, but this is what I want to bring the attention to, is because I'm so glad actually that Ethereum is still kind of just like, it hasn't popped completely just yet. We don't want it to happen overnight, because people that are just now coming into the space, it's like, imagine being new to crypto right now and you can still get Ethereum for under 4K. You can buy Litecoin. I mean, you can even buy XRP at a pretty decent price right now. It's showing of what the potential moves can be when Ethereum is now starting to get the market share. So then what's going to be going down the list? It's going to be like, okay, well, what's under Ethereum? Okay, well, we got XRP, and it looks cheaper. You know, I think about the retail mindset. It looks cheaper than Ethereum. They're like, oh, okay, well, there's Ethereum. That's $3,000 or that's 4K. What's cheaper than Ethereum? And then they go down the list. Okay, well, then there's Solana. Okay, Solana looks pretty cheap. I can get a couple more Solana than I can get Ethereum. Retail's not thinking about transactions per second. They're not thinking about market cap. They look at price as price. They look at the value of the thing as, or what is easier for them to get into by price. And then that's why also retail mindset for meme coins, like we did with Doge, we're like, wow, I can get a lot of Doge for $100. I can get a basket of Doge coins comparative to Ethereum or Bitcoin. So this is just kind of the mindset that I want you to start thinking about and getting into in the framework here. So then the market is easier to understand, because we want to complicate it, but it could be actually pretty easy to understand, where you just know where the institutional money's starting to flow. You understand where to be and before retail goes into this mindset. They go into this, how they view the market, and you can already be there. Just already be there, and knowing that that's where the water's coming in and the bucket's going to start flowing up, and then it just goes into other stuff. And Bitcoin's been that bucket. Now the water's filled up. It's really, really starting to fill up, and the water's starting to spill out. It's like, shh, and it's spilling out into Ethereum. What's going to happen when Ethereum goes to, like Shibman's saying, 15, 20K ETH, 10K ETH? Well, my friends, we are going to see a lot of value go into into crypto in general. I mean, it's just going to be going into these altcoins. It's going to be going into speculative assets. Think about the institutional adoption and where stable coins are going to be minted and where these chains are going to be used. With that, so let's talk about all this today. Let's get into the price calls that we freaking nailed, like on the head. We nailed these price targets like very well. We were telling you guys that Bitcoin was going to completely break through the 115 level. Look, we told you that it was going to go really fast too. It was going to break through this level like violently. Said if it's going to happen, it's going to happen violently, and a lot of people are going to get caught off guard, and they're going to feel sidelined, and it's going to build some FOMO. And now that we're just sitting at an established level of 117. This is crazy, because if you think about it, this is freaking crazy. Look at the daily chart and where Bitcoin has come from. $74,000, we were just at a low. I mean, what the heck? And then if you think about going back into 2022, in that low bear market where we went as low as 15,000, we are now above the price and level of Bitcoin in terms of six figures of a price above $15,000. We are now $100,000 up from 2022. That's crazy. That's nothing has done this like in that type of level in terms of an investment of what you could have been DCAing into and just all the things. It's pretty wild. So why am I making this a big topic right now, or putting focus on this? Because I love altcoins. I do. We love it because it's volatile. It's like a different type of game. A lot of it's very niche, so then like it kind of pertains to what your focus is, and whether it be like DeFi stuff or gaming or just all the things that can go into what can be in crypto, NFTs, NFT ecosystems. There's so much to distract you from just easy dollar cost averaging, like you would into like a stock market or into a 401k or a S&P 500, something like that. This could have been the strategy for a lot of people, but it was really hard to focus because there's so much to distract you. And it's a blessing and a curse, the altcoins and being in the space, being on CT, being on any type of news outlet where you're just getting information all the time. There's projects being thrown at you, and there's a high chance that you're going to get distracted from all this stuff. And we could have been, just for the past couple years, just really, really like going in. I mean, just imagine, you could probably back in a couple years ago manage to get 10K into Bitcoin. It would, I think about it like in terms of like, okay, 10K is not that much money. It's really not. Like, you could probably make 10K happen better than and faster than you think. So imagine just going like, okay, I'm hedging into Bitcoin at this point, and maybe it took maybe up to 25K from here to, I don't know, maybe like September of 2023, you got like 5K in there. You almost got like you got close to like half a Bitcoin, and you were able to hold it, and you wouldn't even have had to have bought any more for the rest of the couple years. You're just like, I'm gonna set it and forget it, and then you can see what can happen here. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So I guess my point here is that Bitcoin has proven itself as a massive store of value, and it's just, I think it's going to continue to do this. Like, it's going to continue to perform it's going to have volatility, obviously. I mean, we see the volatility. There will be volatility and new established floor bear market lows and things like that. But imagine that, like, we pumped to 156,000, we basically almost went right up to that price call of 119. I said, look, this is the first Fibonacci extension level we're going to be hitting once we pass 115. I mean, it's just like, it's on the chart, on the daily. Here, these are the next levels where we're going to be establishing different market structure. The market structure, I was saying this before, is going to be between 126 and 157,000. And this is where we're going to establish a new market for Bitcoin. Like, I don't think we're going to be going into any of these levels like anytime soon out of all of the chop that we've been seeing. I think this was like the market doing what we explained, the Wyckoff accumulation over a period of a few months, and 4 months since the beginning of the year and the Trump administration. We have done a Wyckoff accumulation in Bitcoin. You can see the run up. You can see where that is the full Wyckoff accumulation for Bitcoin. And they're doing this with a lot of assets, not just Bitcoin. I'm sure they probably pulled some of this on the ones that they want to buy, because they do this so then they can get as extract at the top, get reaccumulation distribution of whatever the asset may be, and then they can run it back up to the exact same spot, and then it establishes a new range, as you can see here. So it's really awesome. It's awesome how this is happening. We love Bitcoin. So happy all-time high. And now we're going to get into Ethereum. So Ethereum, same thing. The Fibonacci extension, we called this price as well. We have had this marked on here for a while. We said, look, this is probably going to be the level where Ethereum just pops up into this level. We had kind of a more extended inverse head and shoulders kind of deal here. You can see broke the neckline at 27,800, which is the 0.5 extension, which was 27.56, and the next level that we were eyeing was 3,071. We got to 3,051. I mean, we were like pretty like dollars off. So we saw the strength. So what we did is we just like kept the trades open. We're definitely doing pretty well with the profits. We took some profits last night just in case. We were looking at the charts and this price action, and we just thought to ourselves, okay, it's a potential that we could see a possible major pullback because we are in now, at least in Bitcoin terms, price discovery, full price discovery. So it's like at this point, Bitcoin is just like in space, and it's just like floating around, and it's wondering what direction it's going to go. Ethereum, on the other hand, we have clear levels of where we have some previous resistance. So this is where like, okay, like Bitcoin, it's like it's no man's land. It's like, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But I think that if we can break through the 618, the 6-1 ETA, as Jason Casper would say, 6-1 ETA is a pretty tough one. You know, we did, so you can see we're pretty much on it. Like we pretty much hit it. So we already have seen the resistance going back down to 2,973, which we're currently sitting at now. If I move, like to actually probably just like move my body over like right there, then you can still see the price. So yeah, you can see right here where we've pretty much hit that level. I mean, we're right there. Pretty close to that line. The next level is the 786, which is $3,500 per ETH. Now, it depends on how much we're going to retrace back here. We could retrace back to the 0.5, which is 2756, which was basically this candle breakout. It broke out right on this. Hyro's saying the weekly RSI. So yeah, let's pull up the weekly. This is better to see actually where ETH is headed. ETH is headed to pinch into the first 618, and also I think just overall for Ethereum going into. I think Ethereum is going to probably be at 10K next year. I don't know if it's going to be this year. I think ETH will break all-time high this year, especially when we start seeing a 200K Bitcoin and we're starting to see inflows going into Ethereum through the ETF. Because I want to show you guys something real quick. We have these Bitcoin ETF inflows. You're wondering why Bitcoin was like massively pumping. This is a major reason. Look at how much money was going into the Bitcoin ETFs. Everyone was ponying up. Fidelity was matching BlackRock. ARK Invest was matching BlackRock, almost the same level of inflows. Crazy. So that was what was pushing a lot of the buying. So there's like institutions were just like they're loading up like crazy. And then look at Ethereum. Whoa! I didn't even realize. Okay, so you're what now? This is now you're wondering. Or now you're getting the answers of why Ethereum is even pumping. It's the exact reason I've been telling you guys for weeks. I've been telling you this for weeks. Once we start seeing the millions, $158 million, $300 million in one day, yesterday, from BlackRock, they are going to pump Ethereum to like 10K minimum, because you realize that, or maybe you don't realize, let me tell you, Bitcoin before the ETF was 2023. It was right. What was the ETF? Yeah, this was the ETF. The ETF was January of last year, or was it last year? No. Hold on. The ETF was 2023. Sorry. I think it got approved at like 20K, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, remind me when the Bitcoin ETF was officially like started trading. I think it was, oh my gosh, please help. Hold on, let's just use Grok. Like, when was the Bitcoin ETF trading date? It was at like 20K. I think Bitcoin was like 20K. Or was it 30? Okay, spot Bitcoin ETFs in the U.S. were approved by the SEC on January 10th of 2024, and then trading started on January 11th. Okay. So January 10th, 2024. Oh, okay, yeah, that's so we did have this mark. I was wondering why we had a horizontal or vertical price line here. This was why. Yeah, so it was actually at like $40,000. So Bitcoin was at $40,000, and then all of a sudden we started to see those major inflows of like $1 billion in a day, $500 million in a day, and they were just inflowing it like crazy, and it shot the price up to an all-time high, a fresh new all-time high in 2024, and it went up 90%. So now going to ETH, you look at ETH, and you can see how we have the Ethereum ETF, and we start those inflows, and this is how we're going to get ETH going up like 80%, like basically like going up. I think more than 80%, because that's just Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up 80%, and Ethereum historically is supposed to outperform Bitcoin a little bit in the bull market once it starts to go. So the first Fibonacci extension level really makes sense because it is truly breaking the all-time high of 4,800. We were almost at 5K, but I think it's just due for Ethereum to break its all-time high and just like be, like I have been saying, one of the most hated rallies in crypto history, because this whole time for years everyone is being convinced, or people have tried to convince you that Ethereum is dead technology and you shouldn't buy it. Go buy some other vaporware altcoin, and it's disgusting. I think it's irresponsible. And I think all those people should be punished. Because the whole time they get more viewership, they get more people listening to them, and they wreck more people than they're helping for having such a like uneducated view on something that is as obvious as this. Whilst we're over here preaching to the mountaintop like, hey, don't forget about Ethereum. I know the shiny thing over there looks nice and shiny, but it's just painted gold. It's just painted gold, my friend. Wait till it rains and watch how that shit washes away. So that's how you have to think about it. Sorry, but it's just the truth. And it does get a little frustrating when that's all I see sometimes is these big accounts have thousands of people on their Twitter following, and they're just bears, and they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They think they're geniuses. Like, it's annoying. And I even say, I don't know what I'm talking about, but why does this keep happening then? Why do I keep being more right than wrong? Why am I having a better track record of being right than, because I have been wrong 100%, but I've been more right than wrong. So I stand by that, and you can go back I got receipts, because guess what? I live stream every day. So I have the live streams to prove it, where I've been bearish or bullish or just, Hyro will tell you. But all right, let's get into some funny stuff. All right, Ansem said he bought back my Bitcoin at 117K that I sold at 110K to try and buy back at 90,000 with a target of 600K. I feel like everyone's trying. This is how it is right now. It's like, okay, so if I sell, but is it gonna pull back? Should I wait for the pullback, or should I just full port? Like, what do I do? I just thought that was funny. Okay, now this is interesting. Yeah, I want to cover this. So I've been talking that I think we could get a rate cut this month, because look, the market's basically front running a potential rate cut from Jerome Powell, because they are pressuring them, and I knew that they were going to do something or multiples of things to put pressure on the Fed and the chairmans or the commissioners, all the people that are on the committee, I should say. So President Donald Trump is escalating his pressure campaign to get the Federal Reserve Chairman to either lower interest rates or quit his post by targeting this. And so by targeting headquarters renovations. So this is Trump. This is totally Trump saying, like, you know what? Don't give him the money. Don't give him the money to do renovations on the building. They don't deserve it. He's been too late. You call him too late, pal. And they're not going to get the money for the renovations. I don't even want him to have AC. So you can turn off the ACs, the AC units, and sweat them out. So I think this is what's happening. They're going to sweat him out. So President Donald Trump is escalating his pressure campaign to get the Federal Reserve Chairman to either lower interest rates or quit his post by targeting the expensive renovation at the central bank's headquarters. So I guess they probably had a contract that they were going to have a budget to be able to do some renovations, and said Trump's top budget advisor sent a letter to the Federal Reserve Chairman Powell saying the president is extremely troubled that plans may have violated government building rules with an ostentatious overhaul. So Trump also named two close aides to an obscure commission who plan to review the Federal Reserve building plans, another avenue to increase scrutiny on Powell, whose 8-year term formally ends next May. So do you guys think that we are going to have Jerome Powell resign by then? Or is he going to potentially have his position revoked somehow if there's a way that the president and somehow they can do this, because it has to be voted. The committee has to agree of any pre-term ending position being revoked or being replaced, or also he could resign. So there's a lot of different things that could potentially happen before this May date of next year. Do you think it's going to be enough pressure that Jerome Powell will also cut the rates this month, and not just but it could be that he'll come in and say, all right, because they said they're going to cut 3 times, at least 3 times. In an interview, Jerome Powell said they're going to cut rates 3 times. If you go to the Fed Watch and you look at the dates of where, so you go to CME Fed Watch, and you can see in 19 days we're going to have a meeting, and whilst we have this pressure coming in, I can see them potentially cutting rates this month by 50 basis points, which would then bring the federal funding rate and the interest rate for borrowing down to, I think, it would be 4% or 3.5%. Is it so? Because what is it right now? I think it's 4%. Oh, okay, yeah. The federal funding's rate target range is 4.2% to 4.5%, with the effective federal funds rate at 4.3 as of July 10th. So, gosh, that's crazy. So you guys realize that every other central bank around the world that prints fiat cash in another country, they their rates are below 3% already. Like they're already at like below 3%. So if you think about it, other countries have been able to borrow cheaper debt to then buy Bitcoin. But it's crazy. Yeah, so I wonder if if we're going to really actually succeed. So if successful in getting Powell to leave or getting interest rates lowered, Trump will have expanded his influence to yet another corner of American government that was once seen as beyond the reach of political pressure, but he also risks jeopardizing the independence that has made the central bank a foundational player in the United States economy. But we've made the argument that but why? Why are they separate? And where is the line between them being able to do what they're doing and also undermine the American people and also what we are voting for? Because we didn't vote for our money to be debased by 40%. We didn't vote for all of our everything to go up in price. We didn't vote for that. We didn't vote for our money to not be worth as much now. So what do you mean there needs to be a separation between this independence of the central bank? Screw the central banks. They're the ones that are causing the issues. And then the snakes and the people that are inside of the government that are then influenced to make government legislative decisions that are then benefiting the Fed and benefiting the whole scam, which the scam runs by us being convinced that we should trust the Federal Reserve, or which isn't even federal, and it isn't a reserve because they don't have any reserves. So what the hell are we doing here? This is why if we could just all we could all exit the banks right now and bank run the banks, and they would panic and it would crash the system. If we all decided, yeah, I'm just going to I'm going to use crypto instead. I'm going to use crypto instead. Now you can basically get your paychecks directly deposited virtually, digitally, right into a crypto platform and just start using crypto debit cards. Now they even have crypto credit cards. You can start earning crypto with your credit card. You could be completely out of the banking central system if you really wanted to. And we all should, because it would make it completely crash. And I think they deserve it because these people are arrogant and they shouldn't have as much power as they do. And you could probably say that with a lot of the politicians as well. Very arrogant, shouldn't have as much power as they do, and they should all be massively tested with ethical tests and levels of intelligence, and also full audit of where their money has gone, who's paid them. I think every single politician should get a full audit of where they've received money, and if you've received money from any type of thing that is a conflict of interest of helping the American people, you should be fined, and you should also face prison time. Right? Because that's your whole job, is to protect the American people and protect the people, not you and your banker friends. So you should be punished. We're throw them all in jail. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think all those people that think they can get away with that stuff, eventually I think karma comes on them. So it all will roll back in some type of way. They can't hide. They can't escape. You hear me, you greedy politicians? The Elizabeth Warrens out there. The Chuck Schumers. All right, well, YouTube has been pretty quiet. It's been a little quiet today. Not sure why. We're literally, again, it's a perfect example of the market, and ETH is literally at $3,000. Bitcoin is sitting at the most bullish levels we've ever seen in crypto history and there's not a soul in sight. It's a shame, but whatever. I honestly, like, it makes me, I don't know why, but I have this sense of entitlement. I can't help it. I feel this sense of entitlement and feeling smarter than other people being in crypto right now when no one cares. And I know you guys feel it too. I know you feel it too. Don't lie. I know you feel like you're smarter or that you're above everyone because you're like, yeah, I hold Pepe in my MetaMask and you don't know what that is. I know you do. Don't you lie to me. I know you do. I know you, when you walk around, you're like, it's funny. But no, but all jokes aside, it really honestly it's kind of depressing. It's really strange. Like what is happening right now? Like there's no major articles, there's no like news isn't like going wild over Bitcoin breaking all-time highs. It's just like a ghost town silence. As in before, whenever we were hitting all-time highs and Elon was talking about buying Bitcoin and Tesla was buying Bitcoin, it like, okay, not me, not you, but who? If Pepe is garbage, then why does it have the highest trading volume out of the entire market? Why? Why are whales trading it so much? Why are whales buying it so much? Why is the holder count constantly increasing if it's garbage? It is the top 10 traded token in terms of trading volume and also on the DEX and swaps. Why? I don't have to convince you. You can still think it's garbage, but it's literally trading at the same like trading volume as Dogecoin and Solana. That's pretty. I mean, Solana is a lot higher, but it's like 8. It's 8. Is that? Oh my gosh, 8 billion. Yeah, that's crazy. 8 billion. 8 billion trading volume, just went down a little bit, 7.8 billion. But yeah, $2.6 billion in trading volume. That's pretty good. Well, that's fine. That's fine. All of this is a game. It's like people that are buying XRP. Hey, you think Ripple with that escrow, that XRP escrow, once it starts to hit $5, they're gonna need to pay themselves. They have to pay themselves. They have a big operation to they have a big thing that they have to do. They got a company to run. They're gonna sell some of their tokens. Same with Cardano, but this is why I like meme coins, because there is no Pepe CEO, there is no Pepe Garlinghouse, there is no, freaking Charles Cuckinson, there is none of that. It's just the people. And it's the same, and I feel like it's the same with Ticker Bitcoin. It's just the people. Same with Wojak. It's just the people. It's the people's token. You could even say that Pingu is starting to become crypto's representation of the people's token. As in terms of branding, in terms of just like when people are going to associate, when they talk about crypto in a household sense, Pingu could be the first topic of discussion. And so then you have to think as an investor like, oh my gosh, we got Fathead Dave in the house. Let's go. Now it's not a freaking ghost town. Yes, we got the Shillers. Shillers, assemble! I'm like, Thundercats! Oh! Who watched Thundercats? I kind of watched it. But all right, let's actually get into now that we're talking about the memes. I wanted to show you guys some some charts here for Ethereum memes, and we're just gonna go by liquidity. And what's so weird? I don't know why they're not putting Wojak. Wojak gets knocked off the leaderboards for some reason in terms of it putting it in the liquidity. Like it should be in between MPC and Desync and Rect and right up under Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Teninu, but they put it. Oh, yeah, Fat Dave, you're funny. No, because like I think British people and people that they don't know how to say Dano. It's because my name's Daniel, so Dano. And a friend of mine would call me Danomite. It's like like when I play shows with him, he'd go Danomite. So whenever I was thinking about a name for my crypto channel, I was like, oh, Dano Crypto. That's just like that's I can't think of anything else that would be better than just Dano Crypto. But everyone would say Dano. They're like Dano. Even Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper, she's like Dano. But I let her say it because it sounds cute when she says it, and you sound cute when you say it too, Fathead Dave. She's like Dano. But all right, so let's look at a couple charts that I think have some potentials of really pulling some multiples here, at least minimum 300%. You guys are always, at least looking for a decent 300%, 400% move to the upside, but I think we're going to do a lot more than that. But this is just from going from the range lows to the all-time highs. Not me, not you. Did you have your coffee? Did you have your coffee this morning? I don't think you had your coffee. You need to have your coffee. But I'm glad you're here. I need someone that's a little salty and spicy. Not everyone can be a yes. Not everyone can be a yes man. I'll welcome all the saltiness and the bullishness. All right, so speaking of some bullishness, this too. I never bought any Bobo. I'll be honest. Like I never bought Bobo. Like I bought Wojak and Pepe and a couple other different things that were coming out around that were ended up being derivatives of certain projects. Like I was even looking. I think I bought a little Smurf cat back in the day. But Bobo I never actually bought. But I do recognize Bobo as being one of those projects that, with the chart, it was created around the same time as Pepe and Wojak and Ticker Bitcoin, Mog. But you got to think Mog and like SPX 6900 and some of those coins, those all came after the fact of these kind of 2-year-old, like kind of like I could just call them legacy memes. I guess anything that came out around this time and had managed to run up a couple different all-time highs during the euphoria of Ethereum and also going into the Trump pump, would consider them legacy memes. It's kind of like established like legacy brands like Bobo, and the Bobo meme is really popular as well. So you just kind of think about like how much the meme was used. But I think I see a lot more Wojak memes and Pepe memes, and also just like in general, like really like high level people like President Trump and also Elon Musk, they post Pepe memes. They post Pepe memes, they post Wojak memes. It's used a lot. So it's like, if anything, like I always remember a friend of mine says, he's like, because he's in the TV business, and he's like, when you run advertisements and how you get into people's minds is they have to like see it constantly. So when you see something enough times, and like brands like Coca-Cola and these big mega $1 trillion, mega corporations and brands, they know the psychology of this, and this is why they're so great at getting people to end up going like, oh, I'll buy Coke, or they recognize the Coke brand with the how it's cursive writing and the red and the colors. We'll get into that. This is why, like Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Teninu, when it comes to like pattern recognition and colors and culture mashup, this is the ultimate meme coin for all of those things, and a recipe for what memes are and how they're represented by the community. You're funny. But yeah, so the ticker, I don't know why is this? Like there's no picture showing up on here. Oh, there we go. It's like all the images were being blocked for some reason. What is going on? Sprotogram. What's going on, Sprotogram? And shout out to all the people that are watching on X. Thank you so much. I know I posted the YouTube link in the Sproto Telegram and the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Enu Telegram. I'm trying to get all of the Sprotos. Like, I'm trying to get it to where, like, however many people are online in the Telegram, they all need to raid the live stream, so then I can have like 1,000 people, or at least close to 1,000 people coming in and just raiding the live stream on YouTube and getting me 700 likes, because then I think that even just doing that for one live stream would boost this out into the algorithm, and it would just explode. I think then finally I would probably bust through this like little wall that I've been experiencing in the algorithm for no apparent reason at all, besides I think YouTube just like does not want to reward crypto content right now. They're just, I don't know why they're not pushing it up into the front lines, because this is what people need to learn right now. Like, honestly, like truly, like people are like desperate to find something that can help them get out of the rut and help them like figure out a way to either make, you know, some passive income, or just like learn how to invest. Just something. Like the people need this right now. Like they really do. There's people that are like, they're losing their jobs. They're trying to figure out what the heck to do. They're getting laid off. And I feel like crypto, even though it can be a little stressful, I will say it can be, but at the same time, it's like, it's given me this new perception of how money is and how I should be operating. And crypto has completely changed my life. Like, in terms of how I've been looking at stuff and how I want to like operate, I attribute crypto kicking my ass in gear to start thinking about budgeting, my debt, about the Federal Reserve and money and inflation and percentages and like how much things actually cost over time. Like, crypto made me think about these things. Crypto helped me get like my head in that direction, you know, like downloading the Robinhood app, starting to like look at like, it all was just price lines. I remember when we all just looked at price lines on Robinhood. It was just price lines. We didn't even look at the candles. It was just price line. We didn't even know. We were like, okay, but now we're looking, now we're in the indicators. Now we're in the chart. All it takes is you take some years like looking at this stuff, and then your brain just starts to go, oh my God. Starts to feel a little different. We're looking at what people are buying, selling. Like we're starting to really navigate the ecosystems. This is what people need to be doing right now, and I guarantee you they would feel a level of a spark of inspiration and of motivation to go like, okay, I got to learn this. I have to learn this stuff. It's not for everyone. Obviously, it's not for everyone. If it was something that was like, you know, had that level of allure, then everyone would be jumping into it right now. But as you can see, no one cares right now. This is just us. It's just we're all it's just a kind of a little bubble here in this game right now. And then now the institutions came in, and retail's still not here. So this is where I think like Once this all kind of starts to come into play, and we have a level of retail kind of coming back in to the space through I don't know what's going to push them. I don't know what will make people start to pay attention, but I'm going to be here to help them. That's my goal. Like, why not make that the goal? Like, why not make that the goal to be in the space to help people, not to like to make them like come in and feel like they want to leave immediately. Like, that's what I feel like a lot of these influencers or people that are in the space, like, they do a terrible job at like actually like onboarding and keeping people in the space and keeping them interested, because they're too focused on themselves and too focused on their little Telegram groups and stuff like that, or their little cabals. And it's like, guys, why don't you focus on the task here, the goal at hand? It's called onboarding, mass adoption. Who do you think's gonna buy your freaking bags at the end of truly at the end of the day? Institutions, yes, but we want retail and everyone coming in. We want the use. We want this is what we want. We don't want it to be some little small club of a bunch of influencers dumping on each other's heads. We want to believe in something, right? AI Griff said, when they start paying people's food stamps in stablecoin, they can only be spent in a few places. That when we get real adoption. Yeah, they start paying people food stamps in USDC, and they're like, you can either buy food or Dogecoin. And they're like, that's like the meme with the red button, and it's like Dogecoin. You're sweating. You're like, but that's what true degenerates. If you let me ask you a question. I want you to be honest. How many of you were like, you shouldn't have been buying crypto? Like, you probably shouldn't have been like DCAing into the crypto. You probably had like one egg in your fridge, no food. Probably needed to get cat litter for your cat, but you're like, the market dipped, though. Your partner, your wife, or your husband, or whatever, whoever, yeah, you're just like, they're like, yeah, so did you, so we're going out to dinner tonight, right? You're like, absolutely not. They're like, why? You just got paid. You're just like, all you say is, well, the ticker is Bitcoin, and then just say the ticker's Bitcoin. That's all you have to say. But no, if you're a true degenerate, you're just like, you're always trying to find a way. You're like, you know, I can put this $5 into some PopCat. All right, speaking of PopCat, let's go to Solana. Let's actually see what's happening liquidity wise on Solana. Let's see what the top memes are doing on Solana. AI Griff said, I have skipped more lunches to buy crypto. Dang. All right, so let's see. Liquidity-wise, I think it's the top three. The top three is the Trump coin, Fart coin, PopCat. And then all of this other stuff, I just don't see this surviving. To be honest. I'm going to be honest. Like, Flog, I don't know. It's like what is it? Is it supposed to be some kind of Pepe derivative? Giga, I would say possibly. Moo is kind of like the Bobo on Solana. Super low cap. Troll, I've seen Troll's been trying to really hit it hard on CT. You know, like they released an NFT series. It is a pump token. It is a pretty new pump token. I mean, it's only 2 months old. Chill House is literally House Coin and Chill Guy combined. I don't see any potential of a lot of these. I just don't really see potential of them actually being multi-cycle. Like, I don't see them being The only one out of the list that I'm seeing here that actually really has a chance to be multi-cycle is Fartcoin. It's the only fart coin that has been able to really break $1 billion market cap with the narrative of farting. There's been other cryptos, I'm sure, that's had fart in it, but Fartcoin was the more obvious one that I guess it really just started to take off. And the whales and the exchanges kind of played along pretty hard. Because you got to think about it. If the whales and the exchanges didn't play along with Fartcoin, then it would have just been a flash in the pan. But there's some activity behind it that is pushing this thing up to the values that it's at. And also heat rises. So Trump coin is, I think, it's for at least the next 4 years. If at least the next 4 years, we could potentially see all-time highs for the Trump token, especially with this involvement with Justin Sun and the Tron Foundation, Tron DAO. They're heavily investing in the Trump token, they're holding and buying Trump. So they could potentially, I mean, and think about the liquidity and the money behind this. Like they could just pump this thing easy. They could easily pump this thing back up to all-time highs. And it's got multiple different levels of where it could be hitting all-time highs and going back into that. I mean, you never know. You never know. But it's all speculative. But for me, I had always liked Ponky for Solana memes. I've always enjoyed Ponky. I remember seeing Ponky on Orca. I think, was it on Orca or was it on Radium? I guess it was on Radium first. I thought no, that was Bonk. I saw Bonk on Orca like early days, and I don't even want to talk about like the potential of me buying that thing at what price I saw it. Just insane. But I've always respected Ponky's liquidity. And also, I like the chart. The chart's good. The chart it followed Solana really well. So if you guys remember in past videos and live streams, I was covering this like pretty extensively. Where I was like, look, there's only a few memes that were following Solana. Every time Solana was like breaking all-time highs, it was really trading compared to Solana really well. Every time Solana was getting those breaks, it started to do really well. And this chart actually looks pretty similar to, I think, the Brett chart. We always compared Ponky to Brett in terms of its movements, and we'll do that right now because I think, when we look at it, it was a very, very similar chart. Yeah, I mean, it's literally the same chart. It's the same chart. I mean, it's not exact, but it's pretty close. I mean, so these are kind of my two kind of like my back end gems is Brett and Ponky, because they're also in the bottom ranges too. They're also in like really good bottom accumulation ranges. If you look at both of these charts, just go back to Brett. So there's a few coins that I think still have really good potential. Like, so here's the list. Like Ponky's got a great chart. It's in the bottom range. Brett's got a great chart. It's in the bottom range. Wojak is I think in a great bottom range. We explained this before. It's got good liquidity. Another one is obviously Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. That one I think is at a great bottom range. As you can see. Yo, let's go. That was did you just come in the live stream right where I was saying Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu is at a great bottom range? We got the, I think we got the, do we have the official account? Is it the official account? Is this the one that has the, stop it. Is the, whose account is this? Oh my gosh, there's some Alex Jones rebukes. Oh, hold on.
Go along with this, and I'm seeing through all of your lies, Barack Obama, you wicked, wicked devil!
Oh gosh, I love it. That brings me back. I remember while I was watching InfoWars and Alex Jones back in 2008, and man, what are some wild times. Like that was when I think a lot of people's minds are being cracked open, and they were just finally waking up to the fact that 9/11 was potentially an inside job and it was lined with bombs, and my channel's probably going to get banned because I just said that. Whatever. The Obama deception about the Federal Reserve and how they're just like, how they're running this massive scheme. All the different trilateral commissions and Bilderberg groups, and all the trilateral commission and the Bilderberg groups, and we have the documents, and, you know, just... Oh, man, that's just like... That was some crazy times. Crazy times. But thanks for coming in. We love it. We have the documents. We can. Oh my gosh. All right, how are the trades doing? Let's see how the trades are doing. Are we getting a little bit of consolidation here? We getting some pullbacks. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. So we took some profits. We told you guys last night we took some profits. We just thought, why not? Why not? But it really is just taking, I think it's taking a bit of a cool off. But as you can see here with, like, just for instance, we are in a Brett trade. We said we had to pick. We were like, which coin really moves really well when Ethereum starts to pump, and where was a coin recently where we could actually kind of max extract on a trade here with pretty low leverage, low liquidity. I wouldn't say low leverage if 50x is not low leverage. We have a first take profit at 9 cents, okay? So we realize that we're probably going to maybe hit some resistance up at 7 cents, but I'm confident that we could really start to move in with these altcoins, because really just not that long ago we were just sitting at 9 cents at one of the resistance levels here, and then right above it, 7-8 cents. So if I can keep these trades open, especially the Brett trade, also the Bitcoin trade, like the Bitcoin and ETH trade, I'm pretty confident I can keep those open for a pretty solid time, and I can just take some profits on those and maybe, see about DCAing into my bags, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy some crypto today with a little bit of these profits, but then also I will just put some in my bank account, Just going to half split it. Did you get stopped out of Brett? I know, dude, yeah, because I know you were probably felt the FOMO because you saw me get into the trade, but can I just tell you, I almost got liquidated with that Brett trade. So don't. It's I wasn't special. I almost got rocked. I'll show you. I bought where you can see it. You can see it. I basically dodged a massive bullet. Yeah. Look. Okay, so I bought on this candle right here at 5389 and it went down into 5302. I almost got liquidated. It was literally at negative 70%. And then the crypto gods were like, oh. They said, oh, righty then. And then Ethereum went up to $3,000, and I literally got the entry right before it just started to pump. I looked at my phone. I was working a gig, and I looked at my phone and I went, "Oh." It's funny because normally you'd be like, "Oh my god," but I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." I literally just said that on my live stream before I left the house. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, but oh my god, whoa. I said good deal. Good deal. And okay, so we got new people in here. We got all kinds of people in here. Let's go. We got all the Sprotos in the house. I'm going to make all the Sprotos. I got to make this account. And guys, if you please consider the subscribe, becoming a member of the channel. Because if you become a member of the channel, who's in here that's a member right now? Shibman. Look at Shibman. Look at how cool his account looks in the chat. He's got a little cheeky Pepe. And pretty soon, we'll do it today. We will make the account membership profile picture little Sprotos, and we'll actually add some Sprotos in the emoji, so you guys can come in here and raid and actually maybe even choose your own Sproto, or at least we'll have the main ones. We'll have like Vamp, Fathead Dave, Bong Cracker, Halloween, More Light. We'll Red Kev. We'll have all the usual suspects of Sprotos. You just guys have to become members, and then we'll do it. But we do have one of the ticker emojis right there. All right, so let's make you guys at least. We'll make you mods. We'll make you a mod. I'm gonna make you a mod right now. Add as a moderator. Standard. And then, Hyro, why are you not a mod? You need to be a mod too. And then, all right, let's go. All right, serve me well. Serve me well, chat. But yeah, I almost got destroyed with this trade. It could go right back into entry, too. But yeah, we took profits. Where did we take profits? Okay, so we entered in right here. We took profits right here. Did you watch the fight? Did you watch the fight? I don't know. I feel like More Light won that fight. But yeah, BitBoy had some heart. And guys, honestly, speaking of Ben Armstrong and BitBoy, like there's a picture circling around, and a lot of people used it to like farm and engage and get likes and stuff like that. And I was like, I am not going to do that. I just commented on the one that I saw from Mason, and he was like, man, he's like, no way this is a real picture. He's like, it's so sad. And I thought to myself the same thing. I was like, regardless of the mistakes, and I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff that was going on with that guy and his business and his family and just all the stuff, and a lot of it was just aired out for the public to ingest by his own doing. But yeah, it's still sad. It's just like you don't want to see someone just I mean, that's just like, you got to be pretty low. You're in jail, and I mean, there's a potential they could be going to prison for a long time. So that's like the hardest way you could learn a lesson, is to be locked into a cage. And it's like, I don't care who you are, like that's rough. So pray for BitBoy, I think, would be the best thing to do. Just like pray for him, pray that he can like find healing, and like he can like really like find God in that isolation, and that he can be healed, because it's sad. It sucks. I mean, it's just like it was a major downfall. And so he is now truly at the rock bottom of his life. And so that's where people need the prayers the most, So yeah, just pray for him. Don't wish any ill will or anything like that. Just like the dude needs help. And like, I pray for his family and his kids, and yeah. So like, and also, not me, not you. No inappropriate comments, please. I have to put you in timeout. But yeah, and also, yeah. Just to be honest, that chick was bad news. Yeah, Cassie was bad news. I don't know. There was something like weird. I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, I'm gonna save my thoughts on that. I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah, not good. Bad news. Bears. Oh no, Hyro. Absolutely not. I'm kind of stupid anyway. I don't know if I like. I don't even think I could let it get to me. AI. That's what I was going to say. Something was just off. And so I did not like it. And it felt like with someone who was in a very vulnerable state, like BitBoy was, it was like he was easily manipulated by the temptations of what, I guess you can probably say it's the devil's temptations. the things that like you end up realizing, wow, I'm it's like, it's really weird. It was weird. It's almost like, yeah, it was just, yeah, I don't even, it's like, I want to talk about it and say stuff, but I'm not going to. So stop it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I know I brought it up. It's not your fault, but it's not your guys' fault. But I just thought about that picture, and I just wanted to like kind of tell you guys like how I was feeling about it, and just say, hey, just like pray, because that it's, yeah, just pray for the man. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Hyro. Get me on a different subject. All right. What's the next trade setup? The next trade setup is, I want to I just want to long everything. Like, AVAX is still $20. Like, give me a break. You could swing long AVAX and Arbitrum, Aptos, and I mean, Aave, like all these things are about to just like explode. Like, I can see it. It's all happening in real time. If you go to the weekly, even things like Aave have a potential to be breaking through a cup and handle pattern. I think there's not a lot of talk of what BNB could potentially do, but like you got to think about like the biggest exchange in the world. Like they're probably going to eventually pump their token. I mean, they're going to pump this thing. It hasn't broken all-time highs yet. $800 was all-time high. BNB's supply in terms of its burning and how the whales hold BNB, they are just as bullish on BNB as they are on Bitcoin. So, and member CZ holds 90% of his portfolio in the BNB token. Oh, and like, did we have DOT? Yeah, so we have DOT here too. Yeah, DOT is very bottomed out. Like Polkadot is just like in the floor. Polkadot is definitely bottomed. I mean, it's $4. I mean, it's super cheap. So if you think that Polkadot is still going to be something relevant in the next couple years, and you want to hold it maybe for, you'd have to really hold it. I'd think you'd have to really hold it, but it could break out. We could see a breakout, but it's not really in the focus. It's not, you don't hear institutional adoption like coming for Polkadot, right? I mean, so that's just a fact. I mean, you don't really hear about it very much. Like, obviously, like there's Sui, Aptos, and Ethereum and Solana are very much in the forefront right now. And DOT is kind of like off to the, like I attribute like it's like kind of like Algorand and Polkadot and like Cosmos and all those tokens, like those are from previous cycle where those are very, very close to becoming coins that you don't want to hold because they are not performing as well as everything else. And so why would you hold them? I don't know. There's a lot of coins that end up doing that. And you have to make a choice. It's like it's a major gamble because you could be left holding a bag for a long time and not really see very much action on it whilst everything else is like blasting off to the freaking moon. So it's like, would you hold Polkadot or would you hold Sui or Say? That's a gamble and a risk that you have to analyze and take and weigh the potential risk to reward ratios for these things, Yes, it did get to $42, $41 in the previous bull market. But don't know. Does kind of look like a triple bottom, 1, 2, 3. The target that I was looking for, at least for the short term, doesn't mean it has to go up to all-time highs. If you want to trade it, like if you're looking as a potential trade setup, that's a 168% move to the upside. We gotta really like show some strength here, and it is showing a pretty decent strength from the bottom. So yeah, I mean that could be a potential trade setup. The RSI looks good too. It's like pretty much it's at a bottom. It's crossed. It's doing a bullish cross on the RSI. So that looks pretty good. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I think we covered enough. Well, I would go through some more trade setups, but I've just been running my mouth for way too long. But yeah, I'm ready to freaking long everything, but at like low leverage. I want to get entries into everything. But I'm going to let the market cool off a little bit. But it's funny when you start to say that, you're like, I'm just going to let it cool off a little bit, and then it just keeps going. But we know markets have to breathe, and so we'll always get a decent entry. But thank you for tuning in. Thanks to all the new people that came in. If you're watching on YouTube, X, Twitch, Rumble, wherever you're watching, thank you. Make sure you hit the like button, the heart button, the whatever button is you have to hit to show that you liked the stream. Please do so. Repost it. Send it to a friend. Invite a friend next time to come in when you want to tune into the live stream, and you guys can chat amongst yourselves in the chat. But shout out to all the partners of the channel, OURBIT, and PHEMEX. We're still running the PHEMEX sign up here. And also remember, you can trade these X stocks, these on-chain X stocks on PHEMEX and OURBIT. Both of these exchanges are offering that support. And we are also offering some mega bonuses for both of these exchanges. So make sure you do that. And the easiest way you can, the best way that you could directly support the channel is just by using some of these referral links, because obviously we get a little kickback from it. So we don't have any private groups, we don't have a paid Patreon or anything like that. So if you want to directly support the channel, this is the best way to do it. So and they're great to use. Like this, I like these platforms. So, and I only promote what I like to use. So, and also I promote what I like. So, all right, have a good day, have a good weekend. And let's see what happens in the weekend trading. Let's see if we're going to continue to go or if we're going to cool off a little bit. But either way, we're excited. We're excited for all-time highs, and just watch Ethereum. Just watch Ethereum. All right. Peace out.